Oh, he was to me. I loved it. I loved it. I had some lube. It was lube. It was everything, and it was perfect. And he was like, "Take this, you white." Like he kept like he's very like into like the race play stuff. But here's the thing. I don't know if this was really him or it was like drunk him or like, yo, I'm nervous. I'm like, is he gonna hurt me? Is he making music? I'm so nervous. I go up the stairs and I'm just heart beating. You know what I mean? He was like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "Hey, what's up?" He was like, "You get down?" And I was like, "Oh, am I gay? Yeah, I'm gay as fuck." I get in there, and at that moment, I go from professional, like a fan, to like, you're about to have sex with him, right? And so he pulls his dick out, right? And that thing was big, Tasha.
Most skinny men got big.
No, that thing was big, Tasha.
But most skinny men got
I'm gonna be honest, that thing was like fat, and it goes, here's the thing that makes it different. It goes to the left.
Okay.
Like Tasha, it's long and it goes to the left.
Oh, okay, so it's got a curve.
Yeah, to the left.
To the left, everything.
But I gotta be serious.
Look, he was like Beyonce. His inner Beyonce about to come out.
It was, but
go ahead,
Tasha,
yes.
like I did it. I was like shaking. Like, if I do this, is he gonna hurt me?
Yeah.
Because in my community, you could be with a rapper or a straight guy like that or a hood ass Crip or Blood, right? I've been there and done that. Whenever they come to their sense, like, hold the fuck up, what the. Like, that's what happens, and you could lose your life like that. That's why a lot of transgender women die.
All right, let's get straight into the drama, because Soulja Boy's name back in headlines, and this time, it ain't got nothing to do with music. Forget the memes, forget Crank That. We talking real scandal, messy receipts, and a wild internet personality dropping claims that got the whole internet shook. William the Baddest, known for stirring the pot online, sat down with Tasha K and spilled some jaw-dropping tea, alleging that he hooked up with Soulja Boy. Yeah, you heard that right. He said Soulja slid through, did the deed, and left him with more questions than closure. Now let's be clear, this ain't just hearsay. William came to that interview with details, vivid one. We talking full play-by-play, how it started with it buying, how Soulja allegedly pulled up, and what went down when they got alone. He said Soulja walked in shirtless, rocking designer shorts, trying to act cool. William claims he got nervous. Then Soulja told him, "You good," before things got physical. He even dropped info about what Soulja asked for, who took the lead, and what kind of tools they used. The man ain't leave nothing to imagination. And that's exactly why it broke the internet. What makes this crazier is Tasha K's involvement. You already know she don't back down from controversial stories. This is the same woman who went toe-to-toe with Cardi B and lost millions in court. So if she given William a platform, she either believes something in the story or she's banking on it blowing up. Either way, this ain't some random Twitter thread. This was a full-blown production, microphones, lights, and unfiltered confessionals. And the internet ate it up in seconds. William ain't just say they hooked up. He also tried to paint a picture. Said Soulja was gentle, even romantic. Claimed he used protection, kept the lights low, and whispered sweet talk before things went down. Then said Soulja dipped out the next morning like nothing happened. No follow-up, no texts, just ghosted him. William said he felt used, like he was just a secret in someone else's fantasy. And that's when things shifted from gossip to grievance. Now Soulja Boy, he wasted no time. Jumped online, started blasting everybody. First, it was Tasha K. He said she doing too much and that he gonna sue her into silence. Then he posted a warning to any blog reposting the story. Take that down or get hit with a lawsuit. He called William a liar, a clout chaser, and even accused folks of trying to ruin his legacy. Soulja ain't playing with this one. He ain't brushing it off. He fighting like a man who feel cornered. But here's the thing. The internet moves fast, and the moment Soulja clapped back, old photos started popping up. One showed William and Soulja in the same room, same night, same outfits. That alone gave the story new legs. People started saying, hold up, he might not be lying. Because now it ain't just words, it's visuals. And in today's world, a picture says more than a press release. And the timing, suspicious. Soulja been trying to clean up his image lately. Doing interviews talking about maturity, business moves, fatherhood. trying to shed that wild boy energy he had in the 2010s. So this story hitting now, it's a setback, not just for his brand, but for the rep he'd been slowly rebuilding. Some say that's why he's so mad, not because it ain't true, but because it messes up the plan. But the public? Divided. Some folks say William got nothing to gain by lying. He already famous online, already got a fan base. Others say this was all a setup to go viral, that William knew dropping a name like Soulja Boy would break the algorithm. And let's be honest, it did. YouTube clips, TikToks, Reddit threads, it's everywhere. People dissecting his story like it's court testimony, debating tone, body language, word choice. And meanwhile, Soulja on defense, dropping statements, threatening lawsuits, trying to shut it all down. But the more he reacts, the more folks tune in. This ain't the kind of scandal you outrun with a single denial. Not when the story got this much traction.
You getting sued, ma'am. Y'all got me. Not Draco. I need another mansion. You getting sued. That was my lawyer.
Aight, now let's really peel back the layers. Because once that interview dropped, the internet turned into a courtroom. Folks started acting like digital detectives, trying to connect dots and timelines. People pulling up old tweets, party footage, even security cam clips from Club Soulja Boy hit back in the day. Why be sure? Because everybody want to know, was William capping? Or did Soulja really get caught slipping? See, when a story this bold drops, it don't just shake up blogs, it cracks the foundation of a man's whole image. And Soulja's image? Been all over the place. He's the dude who brags about inventing the internet, putting half the rap game on, beefing with everybody from Tyga to Bow Wow. But he's also been trying to reinvent himself lately, talking family man vibes, doing live streams with motivational speeches, selling tech, talking crypto. So for someone to come out of nowhere and say, nah, this dude got down with me on the low, that's not just messy, that's disruptive. Now William wasn't just out here throwing accusations. He was getting into details that made folks uncomfortable. He spoke on what Soulja said during the moment, how he moved, how he checked in emotionally before getting physical. That kind of storytelling ain't easy to fake unless you've either lived it or rehearsed it 1,000 times. And that's where the split happens. Some people say, yo, that sounds way too real to be fake. Others say too much detail means it's scripted. But here's the real question. What does Soulja do next? So far, he'd taken the legal route, talking lawsuits, saying Tasha K spread defamation. But let's not act like we don't know how this goes. The more you threaten to sue without actually filing, the more it looks like a smokescreen. Fans been asking, where the cease and desist at? Where the actual case? And while Soulja posting threats, William's out here doing IG lives with receipts, giggling, claiming he ain't scared of no lawsuit. This ain't just mess, it's a digital showdown. Meanwhile, blogs started reaching out to people in Soulja's circle. Old assistants, club promoters, security guards. And guess what? Some of them hinted that William's story might not be that far off. One anonymous promoter said, I seen him with some interesting company back in 20. Another said, he was always extra nervous when certain folks were around. That ain't confirmation, but it's enough to make you raise an eyebrow. Because where there's smoke, there's usually a private jet flying into drama. But here's what's really got people buzzing. How many other celebs William hinted he got stories on? In the same sit-down with Tasha K, he teased that Soulja wasn't the only one. Said a few rapper boyfriends had slid through his DMs and tried to keep it low. And now folks out here guessing. Names getting thrown around, screenshots getting analyzed. It's a digital witch hunt. And Soulja's just the first name caught in the crossfire. And look, we gotta talk about the culture's reaction too. Because let's be honest, when a story like this hits a male rapper, the internet don't respond the same way. The jokes come faster, the memes get wilder. People don't even wait for evidence. They just run with it. And that double standard, it's real. Soulja Boy, like many rappers, built his brand off hypermasculinity, women, flexing wealth, acting alpha. So when someone comes along and says, he smashed me, it's not just a personal attack, it's a full-blown challenge to his entire public persona. And while some fans rush to defend him, others say, if he really didn't do it, why he reacting so hard? One person tweeted, innocent folks don't panic, they post receipts. And another added, if this was a lie, he would have sued already. These are the types of narratives building up while Soulja tries to regain control. But in today's age, once the narrative starts rolling, it don't stop easy. Now people start digging deeper. They go back to old interviews where Soulja made weird comments. One clip resurfaced where he laughed about getting wild DMs and just smirked when asked if he ever responded. Out of context, that clip was harmless. But in light of these new claims, it looks different. Everything does. Every old post, every blurry photo, every time he accidentally hugs someone a little too tight at a party, the public don't forget, and they definitely don't let up. And William, he feeding the flames, live streaming every hour, laughing, calling Soulja a liar, saying, if he take me to court, I got screenshots for days. And look, maybe he bluffing, maybe he not, but one thing's for sure, he ain't scared. And that's making this situation even harder for Soulja to bury. Now let's talk strategy, because at this point, it's clear Soulja Boy is in a media minefield, and every move he makes could blow the situation up more. Instead of laying low, he keep popping up online, posting rants, threatening lawsuits, and going off on fans in the comments. But that energy, it's making him look more guilty than clean. Because when you innocent, you come with facts. Calm, cool, clear. But when you angry and loud without receipts, folks start wondering what you hiding. What's even crazier is how the fans now playing both sides. Some folks still riding for Soulja, saying William's chasing clout, trying to write off his name. Others ain't buying it. They say the way Soulja reacting is too emotional for a man who's unbothered. And then there's the folks who don't even care about truth. They just here for the chaos. Comment sections lit with GIFs, clown emojis, and straight up war zones between fan bases. You can't scroll 2 seconds without seeing Soulja exposed, or #William ain't lying. And now here come the industry reactions. A few low-key influencers starting to chime in, dropping cryptic tweets like, a lot of these rappers ain't what they seem. Even a couple artists Soulja used to roll with been acting shady, unfollowing him, removing old collabs from their stories, not mentioning his name no more. That quiet distance, it says a lot. Because in this game, silence from your peers usually means they believe the smoke. Let's not forget, Soulja got a history of running wild when cornered. Remember when he tried to sell game consoles that looked like bootleg PS4s? Or when he claimed he owned Atari, only for the real Atari to clown him online? He's always moved reckless. So now, with his back against the wall again, he acted the same way. Fast, emotional, no strategy. But this time it's different. This ain't about tech. This ain't a PR stunt. This about his reputation, his brand, and maybe even his freedom if it escalates legally. Meanwhile, William keep poking the bear. He doing interviews, TikToks, Twitter spaces, all of it. And the craziest part, he got fans now. People saying, he brave for speaking up. He taking a stand. He exposing the fake in the industry. Whether you believe him or not, one thing you can't deny, he flipped the narrative. He ain't just the side character no more. He's the main storyline. And Soulja, he's fighting to get his name back. And let's not pretend like this story don't have layers, because now folks wondering, how many other celebs live in double lives? If William really telling the truth, who else out here got skeletons just waiting to come out? Some say this is bigger than Soulja Boy. This might be the start of a whole new wave of exposures. A new era where internet personalities with receipts and no fear start airing out every behind-the-scenes hookup in the game. That's the new dynamic. Back in the day, if you had dirt on a celeb, you stayed quiet, or they paid you off. Now, folks got podcasts, YouTube, TikTok, live streams. You can air someone out in real time and go viral before they even log in. Soulja trying to fight this the old way. Lawyers and Twitter rants. But William playing the new game. Content, engagement, and attention. And right now, he winning. Even if this whole thing turns out to be false, the damage already done. People ain't gonna forget this story. They gonna bring it up every time Soulja go viral, every time he drop a song, every time he beef with another rapper. This moment just got added to his permanent file in the culture. And that's what makes this so dangerous. Not whether it's true, but how long it sticks. And look, let's say Soulja eventually proves it was all a lie, that William made it up, that the photos were coincidence, that the timeline don't match. Cool. But by then, it's already been turned into memes, podcasts, interviews, and think pieces. The internet don't care about court verdicts. It cares about content. And William just dropped a story so crazy, even Soulja can't delete it. Now here we are, at the end of this saga, but the mess ain't over. Not even close. Soulja Boy, a pioneer in the game, the same dude who changed music with MySpace and YouTube, now fighting to protect his legacy from a whole new kind of beef, one that don't come with beats or bars. This ain't a diss track war. This is about reputation, identity, and how one interview from the right person can shake an empire. Let's keep it real. Soulja been a walking headline for over a decade. From viral dances to street claims, shootouts, crazy rants, and flexes about being the first to do everything. He's built his whole persona off hype and bravado. But scandals like this different. This ain't about who started what trend. This about who he really is behind the scenes, and the people he may or may not be linking up with when the lights go off. What makes this whole situation worse for Soulja is that he underestimated the internet. Back in the day, you could deny something and it'd fade by next week. But now, once it hits TikTok and Twitter, it's stuck forever. It becomes part of your identity. Every time Soulja hits a red carpet or drops a clip on live stream, someone's gonna bring up William. Every new record, every beef, every viral clip, this scandal gon' ride shotgun. And he know it. Meanwhile, William's still outside, still talking, still smiling. And Soulja, still posting threats, but no real paperwork, no press conference, no legal filings, no cease and desists, just volume, caps lock, and frustration. And honestly, if he really had a case, he'd be letting his lawyer do the talking. The fact that it's still just tweets got people saying, yo, maybe he really did pull up on dude and didn't think he'd talk. 'Cause let's not forget, Hollywood got a long history of secrets that eventually leak. And now Soulja's getting hit from all sides. The LGBTQ+ community jumping in, some saying, if he is gay or bi, just live your truth, while others calling him out for playing both sides. People dissecting his music now, saying certain lyrics had coded messages. Fans digging into his old relationships, saying some of his girlfriends might have just been for optics. Every angle of his life is now a puzzle folks trying to solve. And that paranoia, you can see it in his eyes on live stream. He'll get on camera talking tough, but then 5 minutes later, he looking down, scrolling, reading every comment, responding to trolls, blocking people, reporting pages. It's a man spiraling in real time. And even if he didn't do what William said, that energy making him look guilty by panic. Then there's the blogs, they feasted on this. Every platform got a theory. Every gossip page got a new angle. Some say William got screenshots. Some say there's a video. Some even say other celebs reaching out to William behind the scenes trying to make sure their names don't get mentioned next. This ain't just a Soulja Boy scandal anymore. It's a full-on industry scare. And deep down, you can tell Soulja know that. That's why his threats sound desperate. That's why he's trying to bury it before it becomes a movement. But that's the thing, he too late. William already made himself a public figure in this drama. He's gaining followers, getting interviews, getting booked. He's flipped this whole mess into momentum. And if Soulja thought he could just outshout the story, he clearly ain't learned from the Tasha K versus Cardi B saga. So what now? Soulja got two options, face it or fade. Either he addresses it head on, calmly, maybe even confesses to some parts, or he disappears until the storm cools off. But he better not keep talking in circles, because the streets already picked their sides. And every day he dodges, The internet builds its own version of the truth. And what if William dropping more? What if he really got that next level receipt? A clip, a message, a mutual friend speaking out? That one post could end Soulja's run completely. Not because of what he did, but because of how he handled it. In today's world, perception is louder than proof. And right now, Soulja Boy looking like he losing control of both. So whether you believe William or not, one thing's for sure, this story just shifted the way people see Soulja forever. And in the court of public opinion, that's a sentence way harder than any lawsuit could fix.